Hello and welcome to 23.1 North. I'm Jennifer Killinger and I'll be the host of the show. I've got with me today Samantha Hudson from TEDx Honolulu as a sustainability coordinator. Thank you for coming, Samantha.
Thank you.
And I've got Misa Tupou as the Fringe Festival coordinator for Oahu. Thank you both for coming.
Hi.
Hello. So first off, I would love to invite my audience to join my very first taping today of my show. I am a recent graduate from UH Manoa with a degree, a Bachelor's of Science in Global Environmental Science with a minor in theater. I put together my love of art and science, and it's culminating in this show today. And today I am bringing on science and art, so it's perfect. We're going to start off with a TEDx Honolulu interview. Sam, what is TEDx?
Well, I'll start by saying, actually, I love that you are bringing together your science and art background and your passions, because I think that TEDx actually does exactly that. So TED itself stands for Technology, Entertainment, and Design.
Mm-hmm.
And so TED was founded actually in the 80s, and it was sort of a collaboration between folks from different industries that recognized that there were things that they could share and really innovate on between each other. And so they started a forum for exactly that, where they could come together and share ideas and hopefully collaborate in a really progressive way. And so
And that's TED itself.
TED itself, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so the X, which is in the middle of TEDx Honolulu,
Yes.
it actually came about in 2009 when TED itself was so popular that they decided that it was the perfect opportunity to start expanding and opening it up to independent organizers.
Mm-hmm.
So the X actually stands for independently organized, which is what TEDx Honolulu is itself. So yeah.
So Honolulu picked up the TEDx and made TEDx Honolulu. And here, what are we doing this year?
Yeah, well, just coming up to this year, so we've been, like TEDx Honolulu or TEDx events in Hawaii have been happening since 2009, so we were one of the front runners. And our event this year is actually, the theme is Cultivating Community, which is unique and new for sure for all TEDx's in Hawaii. And our focus is really on building upon those Hawaii-based, innovative, and sort of really like creative thinkers and people that have ideas worth spreading, which you may have heard is one of the taglines for TED.
Yes. So how is TEDx Honolulu involving the community with this event?
Yeah, so on several fronts, actually, we're involving the community. So our event itself is on November 16th. It's our big event that we've been working towards all year. It's going to be held at the Hawaii Theater from 10 to 5:30, so it's a full day event. Mm-hmm. And the location itself being in Chinatown is one great opportunity for us to cultivate community and bring in the Oahu and Hawaii community overall. But then in addition to that, ways that we are really bringing in the community and helping to build up the community is by offering opportunities for one-first sponsorship. So we have several partners that are confirmed, obviously Hawaii Theater and different businesses. A lot of the restaurants in Chinatown are big partners for us. And then also from the sustainability front, Blue Planet, for instance, is a big partner. So there's a sponsorship opportunity, then there is also an opportunity to volunteer, such as yourself, to come on and really just be proactive and collaborative with the rest of the people that are there to produce the event itself. And then finally, you can attend. Yeah, so you can come out on November 16th and come and learn and experience with us all together.
So let's talk more about the sustainability initiative. I know it's a pretty intensive thing because I am actually also one of the sustainability coordinators for TEDx Honolulu this year. And you have been the lead on the team for a while now. It's huge. It's a huge job. I know you've been doing tons of work on it. Can you tell us, first of all, what is a certified green event?
Yeah, so A certified green event, at least within the framework that we're working, is an event that has met achievable goals towards being green as defined by DBET, the Department of Business and Economic Development and Tourism. I think I got that off a little bit. Yeah. but we have a great relationship actually with DBET folks, and so they are
So they
lockstep.
certify the event. DBET is the certifiers for the event. And how is it that you determine if you've met the checklist or not? Do you have to meet a certain amount? Do you have a lot of things to work from?
Sure, yeah. So the certification itself is sort of relatively broad, but it also has very discrete items that you need to work towards. And they're categorized in things such as waste reduction, transportation is a big category. And then we also look at things like green cleaning, for instance, for your actual venue. So it's quite broad itself, but then discrete in the particular items that you need to meet.
So you have the category, and then you decide what it is that you're meeting from that category.
Exactly. And so one of the really neat things actually about our event this year is that it's the first year that TEDx Honolulu has ever really had a team designated for sustainability. And then secondly, it's the first year that TEDx Honolulu for sure has ever pursued a certification in it. And for me as a sustainability lead at this time, I think that what is so valuable is to have a way to really credibly say that we are sustainable and we are meeting
to show
this,
results.
Exactly, we are meeting this list. So I think it's a very powerful thing for us, actually.
Yeah, and the sustainability volunteer group out of the entire TEDx Honolulu event is like how much bigger than any of the other volunteer groups. It's huge. We never have a shortage of people coming to the meetings, and I think that people are really getting involved with becoming more green and becoming more environmentally friendly and wanting to know what it is they can do. And I think that it's just really amazing that we've got this event going on in Honolulu, and cultivating community is gonna happen. It'll be an amazing event. I know that there are a lot of activities going on in the interactive zone as well, and they are linked up with sustainability. There's going to be a carbon footprint activity, and there will be other artwork going on. So it's going to be really great. What do you envision people learning or taking away from the event?
Yeah, so there are several themes that we're kind of working towards with the Sustainability Initiative. One of the main focuses has actually been directed towards carbon footprint reduction, as you mentioned, and the different efforts and initiatives that are aligned with it, aside from actually having a sort of interactive exhibit that people can go to and work through what their carbon footprint is. Aside from that, we're also very excited and passionate about our bike valet. Actually,
the bike valet.
Yeah.
Tell us about the bike valet. This is a pretty amazing thing. And you've used it before, so you know that it works.
Sure, yeah, actually we've we've actually had a bike valet at our past two TEDx Honolulu Salon events, and we have had about 20 people or so that have actually used it for those events. And
how big were those events?
How
many people came?
Yeah, about definitely over 100.
Okay, so 20%.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, it was a good amount, and just to actually encourage people to look to different alternatives or different ways of getting to the venue.
Yes.
That's a big thing, especially in our community, and
we
all know how difficult traffic is, and then just also sea level rise and things like that we're trying to be cognizant of. In addition to the bike valet, we're also starting to focus quite a bit on waste reduction and different ways that we could divert waste from the landfills.
Before we get too far away from the bike valet, what exactly is it?
So the bike valet, it's a system where you can bike and you can park your bike with us, and we'll watch it the entire event and make sure that nothing bad happens to it, and then you pick it up at the end.
And is this a free service for this event?
Yeah, at this time, yep, we're
Wonderful.
we're looking at different partnerships for different local organizations to also work with us and hopefully sort of build the awareness of biking and the benefits for both your health and our local community.
Wonderful. And so the waste management that you started talking about, do we have specific things that we're working on already with that?
Yeah, there's certain things that we're targeting. So I think the really obvious things that most people know about include recycling. One of the things that we've been sort of working towards and hope to achieve is actually to have compostable packaging or containers for anything that we serve at the event. Still working through that, but then our bigger thing that we're really striving for is to be plastic bottle free.
That's a big step.
Yeah. So actually a little neat factoid. So over 300,000 people attend events in Hawaii each year, and every event, a single person produces 2.5 pounds of waste.
Wow.
So that's a huge amount.
If we could reduce that much in our event, that would be making an impact on the community.
A big impact. And I think the main thing that we really want to send home, both through TEDx and then just in general about sustainability, is that very small changes can make a big difference, and they go a long way. And so I think that just the underpinning of everything that we're doing is to be able to encourage people to do exactly that, take the small steps to really create collectively, as a community, a bigger change and a bigger impact.
So there are some Facebook memes kind of going around. We've got the X. Can we pull that up onto the screen, the red X? So what is that? People take pictures and go to the beach. I mean, there it is. You go to the beach and you take a picture with the X. What's the point of that?
Yeah, so it's TED is fun. I will say that TED has been one of the most enjoyable volunteer experiences that I've had. And part of our entire hui of volunteers includes our social media team.
Yes.
And so they come up with great things like take a picture of the X in different places throughout the community. So it's drawing in the theme of cultivating community and all of those really important small or big things that make a community. And sort of putting them out there for the world to see over Facebook or Instagram.
So how can other people get involved? How can people watching right now, what can they do to get involved with TEDx Honolulu?
Yeah, well, step number one would be to check out our website, tedxhonolulu.org. And then the second step would be our Facebook page. But then beyond that, we are always looking for one, people to attend our event for sure. So November 16th is going to be a big one. It's going to be huge. I'm so excited. And then you also can come out as a volunteer, which you can check out the tedxhonolulu.org website for more information on that. And then finally, as a sponsor as well, which we are always looking for great partnerships to help lift each other up, really.
Well, thank you very much, Sam. That's been wonderful talking to you about this. And next, we're going to move to Misa. Misa, the Fringe Festival. What is that? What is this Fringe Fest?
Well, before I answer that, I just want to again reiterate what Sam said. Congratulations on this first show.
Thank you.
I wish you well. What is a Fringe Fest? Well, a Fringe Festival is a live performing arts festival, and anybody can participate, whether you're a new or emerging artist or an established artist. You can participate by just signing up.
How did Fringe get started?
Oh, let me tell you a story. Long time ago, once upon a time in Scotland, around about 1947, a group of artists found out they were not invited to the main international festival.
That's not right.
No, it's not. The arts, just listening to you talking about TEDx, it was a very collaborative, and I'm thinking, oh wow, that sounds very much, what you were saying about TEDx actually sounds very much like a Fringe festival, an arts festival where everybody participates and collaborates. I jumped ahead for your question.
Yes, where did it get started?
Yes, these group of artists in Scotland in around 1947 decided because they were not invited to the main festival, decided, you know what, we're going to do our own festival, a mini TEDx, a mini festival. So they did their own festival at the same time the main international was happening,
Oh.
and somebody discovered these group of artists, and he coined the phrase, saying that there's more enterprise going around the fringe of
That just gave me
Edinburgh
chills.
so the concept is not mine. I just borrowed it.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So how does Fringe differ from other festivals?
Well, they're very similar. That's the arts and whatnot. But one thing that makes a difference is this: anybody can participate.
Yeah.
As I mentioned before, and you can do whatever you want. There's no restriction, or there's no.
There's no limits?
There's no limits. Yes. Well, I would say there has to be limits. Be safe to yourself and be safe to your community, and I think you would be okay.
But you don't have to
Yeah.
wait for an invitation. Anybody can participate.
No, I mean, if an international arts festival invite you to be part of their festival, I think that's an honor.
Uh-huh.
But for a Fringe festival, if you want to perform and be a part of the festival, you just sign up and say, I've got a show, I want to be involved.
And that's how you get the intermingling of the beginners with the more advanced performers.
Exactly.
So this benefits
Yes, it does.
everybody.
Well, there's a growth there. Even those who are well established can learn something for the newbies.
Yeah.
And I mean, newbies always have
Always
something to
learning.
say. I know more than you. Well, yeah,
And hopefully they're learning something as well.
exactly.
How did you come across Fringe?
Well, some time ago. I grew up in New Zealand, and that was where I first got involved in the performing arts. Well, prior to that, I was heavily involved in playing sport, and one of them was playing rugby. So I really, really enjoyed playing rugby, and when I discovered the arts and said, hey, I kind of like this. So I stopped playing rugby, and then the more I got involved in the arts, I was introduced to festivals. And then introduced to the Fringe Festival, and I say, oh wow, this is great, you can do whatever. And basically that was it. And then when I came to Hawaii, I kind of, I think this place needs one, because there's a lot of talented people here in Hawaii, and I just felt, it'd be great to create a platform for all these different genres in the arts to come together.
So you brought this here 3 years ago, right?
Yes, well,
This is the third year that you're doing Fringe.
yes.
And what is different about this year than you've done in the past?
It's fun.
It's fun. Was it fun before?
Yes, it was fun. Yeah, it's 3 times more. This year we decided to try and give back everything to the artist, like in terms of what they earn from being part of the show, and that's one thing that. It's very important with Fringe festivals. You try and look after the artists. We've introduced a site-specific venue. What that means is any artist can find their own venue and be part of the festival. And we don't have to look after their festivals. We've introduced a family fun day or Fringe day. On Sunday we have a wonderful puppetry show just for kids. Well, it's for everybody.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a little bit when we go over when it is, but let's talk about who participates first. So you said that these artists get to join, so anybody can join. How many do we have for this festival?
Exactly, anyone can join. We have 14 artists or 14 acts. And we've got theater, dance.
And we can show a couple of these right now, can't we?
Yes, where are they? You can see them. Yeah.
If we can bring up the video and have that play while we're discussing this.
Yeah, so we've got people doing aerial dance and also on the floor. And there you go. These guys are, and this is
That's Coco Chandelier, isn't it? Yes.
No, and this is a ballroom act. And this is a ballet dance. So we've got a whole mixture of events going on. This is the puppetry act. We have a radio show. Somebody's going to do a show. This gentleman here, live, a radio show live.
And there's Michelle. She's going to be
she's going to
swinging
do
from silks and
something,
doing
yeah.
amazing things in the air.
And she's going to do a multimedia production, and there's science involved in that when you're collaborating with different artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a belly dance group, Baja Belly Dance. Oh, and there's a story about, oh, these guys here are an improv troupe. They're real funny.
So there's going to be 14 acts during the festival.
Yes.
And how many venues?
At 5. One of them is our site-specific venue, and then the other 4 venues that we manage, the Fringe Festival manages.
Okay, and where are these located?
Right downtown, or in the middle of Chinatown, right in the arts district there. It's within
All different places
all
around
different places around there, but they're close to each other. And the reason why we do that is when you, as an audience, see a show, when you're done, you can walk down to the next show, or next venue, I should say. So we want to be able to generate the interest, keep the interest going throughout the night or throughout the weekend. Yeah, and we're walking sustainability.
Or they can ride their bikes.
Or they can. Well,
yeah,
it's a short
like
distance.
that.
Unfortunately, they can't get valet, right?
Oh, man. You'll have to join us. TEDx and
I
Fringe. I
love
like
that.
that.
Yeah, I think we should have
Yeah, I like
a
that.
bit of a mix going
Yes,
on.
and
Yeah.
our weekend. I'm sorry.
Can
our
we
weekend.
pull up the flyer for the
Yeah.
Fringe Festival?
Yeah, it happens just before your
Yeah,
event.
just the weekend
So-
before.
So
Really?
this
We should
November 7th
work
through
on some
10th,
connection.
Yes.
and then the next side here we have showing the
Oh,
locations.
yes. On the venues, you'll see the venues there, right in the middle of Chinatown, on Hotel Street, Wanu, Bethel Street, King Street. So if you know Chinatown, or if you don't know Chinatown, that map is there for you to to help you as you go along through.
And actually, the TEDx location, the TEDx Honolulu location is almost on that map. It's right across the street.
It's on Bethel Street. Oh, I did not put it in. Sorry.
Yeah.
Had I known, I would have put it in.
X marks the
Ex-
spot.
Yeah, right on Bethel Street.
Yeah.
And so the festival, we saw it a little bit on the flyer, but it's November 7th through 10th.
Mhm.
And now explain a little bit more about the Family and Friends Day that you have planned for this Sunday, the 10th.
Different festivals, fringe festivals around the world, started, an event just for the kids. We're small, and I wanted to mirror that, but we didn't have the resources. So, but I thought, what, let's just try and see what happens. And so we have a show on Sunday that's geared towards the family, all the children. And that one is a storytelling, and it includes puppetry. And we have this wonderful artist flying in from Hilo to be part of our festivals. And that show is at 2 p.m. on Sunday.
So then maybe I misunderstood it. I thought that it was saying that only friends and family can come. But
Oh, no.
what you're saying is that it's more geared towards family
Yes,
friendly.
family. Yes, correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's really cool. I think I've heard about those storytellers coming in. That's neat. What does the festival timeline look like? There's multiple things going on at once all over the place, right?
Yes, you as an audience member, you're going to have endurance, stamina, because one venue will start, a show will start in one venue, and at the same time, another venue will host a show. So they'll start simultaneously, and then they'll run through the whole weekend like that. And if you have the determination, the stamina, you can go and see as many shows as you want. And we want adventurous audiences because we've got adventurous artists.
Well, now I can actually tie in a little bit of my own personal life with that also, because I'm a part of one of the acts. I may not be able to perform with them, but I am part of Spatial Sculptors. And we were at First Friday, and we performed at the Art at Mark's Garage. And we also performed at the Dragon Upstairs, which is where the Spatial Sculptors will be during the Fringe Festival. So I heard that it's going to be an hour-long performance for each of the groups. So if they're doing something that's physically demanding, they've got to be just as adventurous as their audience, right?
Exactly. Oh, you guys can stop for take a break.
Yeah. I suppose
some
you
water.
can stop and take a break and drink some water if you're dancing.
Right.
But that's really cool. Is it going to be the same for each act, or does that vary?
In the hour, yes. You have an hour as your max. And some acts, they go for half an hour or 40 minutes. Actually, but we do have a special show. All the shows are special. There's have one show who's going to go a little bit longer than an hour, just so they can do their whole production and complete and show it at the Fringe. We want to try and be open as best as we can, But why we have limits is because, okay, you're done. Next show is coming on. Okay, go. Next one's coming on.
Mhm. So it is going to be like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rapid.
So it's going to be
Yes. Yeah.
going on and on. That's wonderful. What's your favorite aspect about producing the Fringe Festival?
The fun part.
Not the planning part then, because the planning part,
The planning part is, yes, you gotta always do this.
You
know,
have to
puzzle, shift things around,
Tetris.
shift things. Exactly. Oh, Tetris, now there's science there. Even the most difficult moments, you gotta sort of find the fun within that. For example, you guys putting that X wherever, it's giving me an idea. I'm gonna put
you're going to use the big F,
Click.
aren't you?
Yes. French X. Yeah, even the most difficult moments, you have to find the fun or the joy in that to plow through, because you cannot stop. Because when you stop, then it becomes...
You lose your momentum.
Yes, exactly.
It's all about the science.
Yeah, exactly. And just having that platform, watching the artists perform, for me, it's a joy to see the interaction between audience and the artist. Yeah.
Is it possible to see every show?
You be an adventurous audience. It's possible, but you have to be very careful with your planning. Imagine if you went to the biggest Fringe festival in the world. There's just so many.
I've gone to concerts and there's no way I could see
Yes.
everything. So
So
I'm just imagining this will be, okay,
Yeah.
how can I plan this to go like a Disneyland ride? Like, how many rides
Exactly.
can you
You
go
can-
on in a day,
You
right?
won't be able to do it. But that's why,
But you can
Yeah.
try.
good luck.
So realistically speaking, how many shows could a person, if they're, let's say, mildly adventurous, how many could they get to?
You know, I've looked at it. I won't tell you the secret, but they can do it. They can do it. They just gotta look at the schedule. All the schedules coming up very soon. And
Where
plan
will
it
the schedule be
carefully.
available
It'll
at?
be available on our website at oahufringe.com, and more information on our website. Check it out.
So the schedule will be there in full glory soon.
Yes.
So I can go there and I can plan out my Disneyland Fringe Fest trip.
Yes.
So providing this platform for the creative energy in Oahu has been wonderful. I know that the festival gets bigger every year, and each year it gets even better, right?
Yes.
And same with TEDx Honolulu. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. We've just got a moment left to say goodbye and thank our audience for listening. So thank you. And I look forward to both of these events coming up. I'm going to be at both, for sure.